Hi there, how are you today? It's a great pleasure to have you here in our second English class in Aprendo en Casa. I am teacher Jonathan Elizondo and I am going to be with you today learning about the language, having fun, but most important, exploring the language and seeing what English has to offer to all of us. So before we begin, remember to call everybody at home, your mother, your father, your siblings, your grandma, everybody that can come and join you. You can also send text messages or WhatsApp to your friends. Tell them that class is about to start, and so you can sit down, relax, and enjoy, okay? But before we do that, we're going to be washing our hands. Remember, very important, in these times that we're living right now, important to take care of ourselves and take care of the people around us. Wash your hands, get ready, and let's see the materials that we're going to be using in this class, all right? So here we have 4 very important materials. We need a pencil, or you can use a pen. We need a notebook, right? If you don't have a notebook, you can actually use a piece of paper, no problem. An eraser in case you need to change something, if you need to correct, and of course, the pencil sharpener that we have right there, okay? Once we are ready with everything, we're going to start. But before I have a question, what did you do last time with Teacher Juan? I remember Teacher Juan was talking about TV shows, right? And you learned some vocabulary. What was that vocabulary that you learned with him? I remember you learned about game shows, you learned about sitcoms, spoilers, and comedies, right? So, spoiler alert, we're going to continue today learning about TV shows, and basically about famous people. Today we're going to read and we're going to write as well, all right? But I have some other questions for you first. I want you to practice the questions and maybe ask those questions to the person that is next to you. Question number 1 that I have for you today. Who is your favorite actor or actress? Let me tell you, my favorite actress, Jennifer Lawrence. I also like some other people like Meryl Streep, great actress, or Anne Hathaway. But in this case, Jennifer Lawrence. Second question that I have for you. Why do you like him or her? So think about those characteristics. I can tell you that I like Jennifer Lawrence because she's a great actress. She already has an Oscar and she's very young. She's also very spontaneous and she's an authentic person, which is very important, right? And my third question for you today, what's your favorite movie? Think about that. Maybe Avengers. Or what movie do you like? Let me tell you that my favorite movie, The Devil Wears Prada with Meryl Streep, but I also like The Hunger Games, okay? So now that we are ready, we're going to see what we will be doing today. What is it that we're going to be learning about today? So here are our learning or expected learnings today. Today we are going to actually be able to identify the purpose of a reading. Okay, what is the purpose? Is it the purpose to identify the purpose of reading? Is it to actually convince you to do something? Is it to inform you? What is the purpose? Distinguish the most important ideas in a text, all right? Identify facts from straightforward texts. What are facts? Facts are actually things that are not likely to be changed. For example, the place where I was born. It is not going to be changed in the future, right? And finally, we're going to be writing a short biography about a person, okay? So before we get into reading, it is always important to have the vocabulary that we are going to need, all right? Because if we don't know the vocabulary, we're not going to understand the reading. So I have an activity for you today. We're going to see some words in a word bank and some statements, some definitions. Let's see if we can match them, all right? Let's see the definitions over here. So we have these 6 definitions and 6 words on top. We have the word a model, a celebrity, an award, to star, to nominate, and an actress. And we have the 6 definitions. Let me give you a hint on how to complete this. When you see the word a, that means a noun, all right? And when you see the word to, that is a verb, okay? So to start is a verb, and a word is a noun. So a very famous person, what is that? Which of those words? Let's see the answer for that one. A very famous person is actually who? A celebrity, yes. The second one, a woman who plays a character in a play, film, or TV series. Let me give you a hint. In this case, I was talking about Jennifer Lawrence, so she's one of those. Who is it? Let's see the answer. An actress. Very good. Number 3, to suggest someone for an award. What is it? When you say this person should win an award, that is, let's see the answer, to nominate. Very good. Number 4, a prize that is given to someone who did something special. Think about that. I told you about Jennifer Lawrence. She won an Oscar. How do you call that Oscar? Let's see the answer. That is an award. And to be the main actor or actress in a movie. That is very important because we call them movie stars. So what do you think that is? The answer is to star. Very good. And a person who wears different clothes, shoes, and accessories for photographs and fashion shows. I know you already have the answer, right? That is a model. Very good. Excellent. Okay? So now we are going to be doing some reading. But in this case, we're going to read about the famous person and we're going to be doing what we call skimming. Okay? So do you remember who my favorite actress is? Remember that? My favorite actress? Okay? It's Jennifer Lawrence. You have her there. Look at her. She's blonde, blue eyes, right? And she's a great actress. So we're going to be reading about Jennifer Lawrence. I found this article in the British Council website, a really interesting article. We're going to be doing what is called skimming. Skimming is basically looking very quickly at the text to find very general ideas. So we won't have time to read the whole text. These are the questions that I want you to answer while you do the skimming of the text. Okay? So let's look at those 2 questions that I have. Number 1, the text is an email, a biography, or an advertisement. What type of text is that? And number 2, what is the purpose of the text? Is it to inform, to persuade, or to influence? I told you that you're going to have a short period of time. I'm not going to read with you, and you will have only 30 seconds to get the answers. All right? Are you ready at home? Yes? So let's look at the text, and you will have 30 seconds to actually find the answers to these questions. So let's look at the text, and 30 seconds starting now. Great. I know you have the answer already, right? So let's look at the questions again very quickly. So the question number 1 was, this text is an email, is it a biography, or is it an advertisement? What type of text is that? Let's look at the answer. So it is a biography. Very good. We're actually talking about someone. We're telling the story of that person, and that is a biography. And number 2, the purpose of the text is to inform, to persuade, or to influence? To inform. You are right. In this case, the author doesn't want to persuade us to do anything or doesn't want to influence our opinions or anything like that. Great job. You did amazing today. Okay. So we are going to continue here with the reading, this time with a different purpose, okay? The second time, I want you to complete this chart. So let's look at the chart that we want to complete right now. And we have 4 different columns. Remember that we're talking about Jennifer Lawrence. We're reading about her, and I want you to talk about family. What information can you extract about her family? Sports and hobbies. What information? Living places. Where has she lived? And about her career. This word is very important, career. The word career means once you are working on something and you start working in different places, that is the career, okay? So in my case, I can talk about my career as a teacher. It's all the years that I have been a teacher after I graduated from the university. So let's read, and this time you're going to have only 1 minute. Remember, I am not reading with you. You have to read on your own, and I want you to complete the information from this chart. Are you ready? Okay, let's see the text, and you will have 1 minute starting now. Look at everything on the text. You see that you have something on top and something below. Right? Okay. Do you have the information? I'm going to give you a little bit more time there for you to extract all the information. All right? Do you have it? Yes? Okay, let's check the text or the chart. Family. We learned that Jennifer Lawrence has 2 brothers. Did you get the names? So their names are Ben and Blaine Lawrence. Then her mother, Karen, and her father, Gary, right? Then about the sports and hobbies. You got that she practiced hockey and basketball when she was younger, and nowadays she likes painting, surfing, and playing the guitar. Now, in terms of the places, she was born in Kentucky, United States, so she's an American actress. And then she moved to New York and Los Angeles, right? Now, what about her career? We saw that she is a model, or she was a model at the beginning. We actually saw in the text, it says she appeared in advertisements for MTV and the fashion company H&M. So she was a model there. And then she was actually she became an actress. And she has been in films like Winter's Bone and The Hunger Games. Those are the 2 different films that we're talking about today in the case of this text that you had, right? Excellent job. Very, very good. Okay, so now at this point, we're going to write a short biography about a person, okay? In order to write a biography about a person, we actually need to think first, what is it that we want to write? What are all the details that we want to include in the biography? So I have prepared the information of a famous person, and maybe you can help me write that biography. This is Millie Bobby Brown. So let's see what information did I get about Millie Bobby Brown, because I went online and I was able to actually see that. Oh, sorry, before that, we're actually going to look at the text for Jennifer Lawrence one more time. And let's look at the verbs, because that's another thing that we need to think about. What verbs are we going to use? So let's look at the verbs that are underlined in this text. You see there that we have the verb was, liked, played, worked, knew, wanted, went, appeared, moved, could work, acted, was, and starred. Now, can you tell me, what do these verbs have in common? Look at them. They are all verbs in past. Very good. So when we write a biography, we want to use verbs in past because it's something about the story of the person, something about the past of the person. All right? And you can see here that we have two types of verbs. We have verbs that are regular verbs like liked or worked, and verbs that are irregular like went or could. Right? So now let's see some useful phrases. We're going to move to the next slide to see some useful phrases in the text. We have the phrase when he or when she was. We use this one to refer about a very specific time. When she was a child, Jennifer liked sports. Very interesting. At the age of. We use at the age of because we want to talk about a very specific age. How old was she at that moment? So at the age of 14, she knew she wanted to be an actress. And the last phrase that we have underlined is in 2012. I just wanted to remind you that the word in is used for years, in 2012. All right? So now, as I promised, we're going to be talking about another actress. And here is where I want you to think about the information that we have and think about what can we write about this great actress. Do you remember the name I told you at the beginning? She is Millie Bobby Brown, okay? So we're going to see the information that we have for Millie Bobby Brown, okay? Let's look at that information. Isn't she beautiful, right? So Millie Bobby Brown, we have dates and places. That's the information that we collected about her before we write. That's the planning part. So we have February 19, 2004. She was born on that date, and she was born in Marsella, Spain. Even though she's not Spanish, her nationality is not Spanish because she moved to the United Kingdom. So she's English, actually. Then her mother, Kelly, father, Robert, and she has 3 siblings. We have the names over there. What about her career? You see that she is an actress. We have 2 things or 2 TV shows where she acted. She acted in Grey's Anatomy and in Modern Family in 2015. She won the Screen Actors Guild Award in 2017. And her films, Enola Holmes, a film that was just put out there in Netflix, right? Enola Holmes. So, what can we do about Millie Bobby Brown? Think about the information. Think about the phrases we studied. How can we do this writing? All right. Do you want to see my ideas for writing about her? Okay. Yes, let's see my paragraph about Millie Bobby Brown. So I'm going to read it for you. Millie Bobby Brown was born in Marbella, Spain on February 19, 2004. Her parents are called Kelly and Robert. Millie has 3 siblings, Charlie, Paige, and Ava. When she was 11 years old, she appeared in Modern Family and Grey's Anatomy. She also starred in Netflix TV series Stranger Things. At the age of 13, she received the Screen Actors Guild Award. Finally, in 2020, she starred in Netflix movie Enola Holmes. And I want you to pay attention to the different phrases that are underlined. When she was 11, at the age of 13, and in 2020. Now, you might be wondering, how do you know when she was 11? Because we didn't write that in the chart. Well, that is why math is very important here. We know the year she was born, then we do the math. She was 11 at that point. Okay? Yes? All right. So my challenge for you this week, I want to challenge you to actually go ahead, look for the information of a person. It can be a famous person, but if you don't want, maybe you don't have the information, maybe you don't have internet access or you don't have newspapers, go ahead and interview somebody in your family. You can interview your mother, your father, or a teacher that you already know. Get some information about that person, and I want you to write a biography, a very short description of a biography. Okay? Is that a deal? I'm going to ask you next week, and I really hope you are successful in this challenge. So now I want you to look at what we have done today, and let's self-assess. Let's see what we have done today. Have you done these different things? I have thumbs up or thumbs down. All right? So, did I follow instructions? Were you able to follow instructions? Thumbs up if you did it. Thumbs down if you didn't follow the instructions as much. Or maybe you followed some and some others you didn't, so you can have the thumbs to the middle. Did I complete the reading exercises? Was I able to do both reading exercises? I hope it is a thumbs up. I know you did a great job today. I'm pretty sure about that. And the last one for self-assessment, did I finish the linguistic tasks proposed? Yes or no? Okay, I know as a matter of fact that probably we have one of the tasks that you haven't finished, which is the writing, right? Because that is the challenge. But hopefully you were able to do the reading task and you were able to pay attention on how you do the writing task. So next week, we can actually see that you did that, okay? Now it's time to assess the learning. Remember that we had a list of things that we were going to do today. Let's look at that learning and assess that learning, okay? Let's look at those sentences that we have there. So the first one is, I identified the purpose of a short reading. Was that achieved, in progress, or not achieved? I distinguished the most important ideas in the text. Were you able to do that? Yes? No? I hope you did. Were you able to identify facts in a straightforward text by extracting literal information? Usually when we talk about facts, we talk about literal information that we can extract. And remember that those are things that don't change. I wrote a short biography using verbs in past and useful phrases from the lesson. How did it go in that part? Probably in progress, right? Because you still have the challenge for next week. All right. Very good. So now I want to ask two very important questions here. Okay? Question number one. I want you to think, and maybe in your notebooks you can write two things that you learned today. I'm going to give you some time to think about it. Let's think together. What did we do? We started with the reading, we did some vocabulary, the writing, we examined the text. What did you learn? Let me tell you that I learned that it's very important to plan before writing. That's one of the things I learned. And another thing that I learned today in the lesson is that it's important to know the vocabulary before I read and to actually look at the questions that I have before I read, because then my brain already knows what it is looking for, right? So that is very important in that case. My second question to you today is, next time, next class, what would you like to do differently? Okay? Think about that. I have some ideas. I know that sometimes we are sitting in front of the TV and we are actually talking to another person that is next to us. Maybe I am not paying attention and that's something I want to change next time. Maybe I didn't look for the materials that I needed and I didn't have paper, I didn't have the pencil, so I was not able to do the tasks. So that is something that you might want to change next time, right? Maybe you got just distracted with your telephone. You were doing some other things. So think about that. That is very important. Now, these two questions are key because these two questions will help me regulate and self-regulate so next time I can improve. All right? Now, one last thing I want you to do at this point. I want you to turn next to the person that is there and ask that person one of the questions that we learned today. Remember we had 3 questions at the beginning. So what was one of the questions? I remember what's your favorite TV show. So I can actually ask that person, what's your favorite movie? Who's your favorite actor? Who's your favorite actress? I really hope that you can actually practice that question with somebody, right? And what was the third question? That was about the characteristics of the person. Why do you like that person? Okay? So I hope you really had a great time today. Remember that this Aprendo en Casa project is thanks to Ministry of Public Education and Repretel, right? And I hope to see you here every single Friday with everything that we need to be learning, okay? Where we're going to learn and we're going to explore. My name is Teacher Jonathan Elizondo. I really hope you had a great time. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.